Hello, good evening, SC viewers. This is Satellite Media. Let us take attention to this issue that has to do with the coalition of opposition political parties in Nigeria. Of course, it's a tsunami. I haven't seen Obi joining the coalition, and as it stands, the major political party and the ruling government is now in panic mode. Even the Abure himself, who gave Obi 48 hours ultimatum, people are even looking at him as someone who is not serious. But you can imagine what is Labour Party without Peter Obi. Before Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, of course, Labour Party was not to be reckoned with. It was the presence of Peter Obi that brought Labour Party to national reckoning. Before Obi joined Labour Party, nobody knew anything about Labour Party. We understand that someone like the former governor of Ondo State actually won election on the platform of Labour Party, and he even won that election on the basis of his personal popularity. So today, Abure, who could not even stand and pilot the affairs of the party, is telling Obi that he's giving him 48 hours ultimatum. It's laughable anyway, because even at the time an article accused all the opposition political leaders of collecting money from federal government, collecting money from Tinubu's government, 50 million each. None of them up to today have been able to come out to defend that allegation. And today you see an Abure who is giving a quick notice to Obi. Let me quickly say that Obi is the essence why Labour Party gained national preeminence. And once Obi pull out of Labour Party is gone for good. Labour Party is buried. Labour Party cannot be remembered. Labour Party cannot be reckoned with. Because it stands, the obedient movement that galvanized support for Obi did that on the basis of Obi's credibility, not on the basis of Labour Party. And if Obi is leaving today and Obi is on the ballot, the obedient movement will eventually go with Obi because they are not going for Labour Party. Labour Party is just a party that existed before now, that have no value in terms of having winning election. But today, you can see Abure, who have not been able to even do anything to move the party forward, telling Obi that he's giving him 24 hours ultimatum. Even Bayo Nanuga that was even saying the other day that they will not mourn the exit of the APC members who joined the coalition. You begin to wonder, you who is the spokesman of the presidency, your party, APC, has a spokesman. So why is he rushing to take over the responsibility of the spokesman if he's not mourning the exit of those who left the party? Because the way it stands, I understand that the movement of some person from APC, particularly the CPC block of APC, have emptied APC into the new coalition. Talking about the African Democratic Congress. Because you have the likes of former Secretary of the Federal Government, Babachi Lawa, who is a headman of Buhari. You equally have the likes of Malami, the former Attorney General of the Federation, who is a close ally of Buhari. And ultimately, you have the man, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who is equally the closest to Buhari when it comes to that CPC block. So ultimately, the argument of the APC and the presidential spokesman that they will not mourn those who have exited the party, I don't think they are correct. But again, let us look at the man Wike, who have been piloting the affairs of PDP, who of course is supposed to be a PDP member, but serving in APC-led government. And all along, he has been the one cutting the short within the PDP. We saw the drama that took place at the level of the secretaryship of the party, even how the security agencies will block access to the PDP National Secretariat for their last meeting, how they shifted to another venue. But today, I think what is left for PDP is a carcass, because the PDP is going to be like an albatross on the neck of Wike. So he can have PDP, even Labour Party can have it as well, because the way it stands, it was very obvious that the intention of the federal government is to make Nigeria a one-party state. And of course, we understand that in a democracy, What makes democracy to fester is the beauty of opposition. If there's no opposition, just like they say that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, that will be the state that will set in. Because when there's no opposition, definitely there will be, when there's no opposition in the system, definitely the ruling party and the president will operate with impunity. But when there's opposition, the opposition will actually put those in government in check, knowing that if you are not getting it right, there's somebody by the side who wants to offer a better alternative to the people when it comes to the next round of election. And of course, that will make the government to do the right thing. And if you look at what was happening before now, seeing that PDP is in disarray, Labour Party is in disarray, it was setting stage for a situation where in 2027, only APC will be viable as a political party to take someone to Aso Rock. But with this coming together of the opposition political parties, I think it's a tsunami. Seeing the likes of Atiku himself, seeing the likes of Peter Obi, seeing the likes of Erufai. In fact, all the major opposition political leaders, the only person that is not there is Kwankwaso. Because Nigeria of today, if you look at Nigerian political landscape currently, those that have influence when it comes to large followership has to do with Tinubu himself, has to do with Atiku, and it has to do with Peter Obi. If you do a critical analysis of the 2023 presidential election, you understand that even as Tinubu was declared winner in that election, going by the result declared by INEC, Tinubu paraded a minority vote. Though going by the result declared by INEC, he met all the criteria required to be declared as winner. But why I said he paraded minority vote is not far-fetched, because in that election, INEC gave him 8.something million votes. INEC gave, according to INEC results, Atiku garnered 7.something million votes. And Peter Obi garnered 6.something million votes. So put together the vote of Peter Obi and Atiku, it outnumber that of Tinubu. So that's why I clearly say that going by those who casted their votes, Tinubu is parading a minority vote. However, he has been declared winner and the Supreme Court has since validated his election. So to that extent, he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we are looking at 2027 election, looking at our electoral act, looking at how to make it credible. So that's why I'm even saying that the resolve of the opposition political parties to come together for the purpose of this coalition is not just enough to come together and issue statement and maybe perhaps field a candidate. They should lead a crusade in terms of advocating that our electoral act should be amended. Particularly section 82 that deals with mode of transmission of election results. Recall that that was the bane for which election results were contested in 2023. That's after the election. And as we have it, if we go to the next round of election with this current electoral act, to be quite honest with you, it will be, the election results will be susceptible to manipulation. We understand that the government of the day, it doesn't matter who is there, anybody that sits in the Aso Rock as the president, any government that is there, has the tendency and the possibility to manipulate the electoral process. So the only way you can reduce that manipulation is to ensure that we reduce human interference. And the only way you can reduce human interference is to ensure that we go by electronic transfer of election results. That was the hope the INEC gave us before the 2023 presidential election. Recall that before that election, there was push for amendment of electoral acts. And when the electoral acts will be amended, INEC was given discretionary power, the liberty to determine the mode of election, transmission of election results. And at the nick of time in that election, INEC reneged. They gave excuse of network glitch. Though most Nigerians were not satisfied that there was a genuine network glitch, but as we have it today, that is the situation. So the only way we can go into the next round of election and beat our chest that the election will be free, fair, and credible is the amendment of that electoral act. I'm not particularly interested in who wins the election, as long as the election is free, fair, and credible. Anybody that wins, of course, it implies that that is the president the country wants, the people want. But let us have a free, fair, and credible process so that the people who are elected can become responsible to the people. Because one thing is certain, if those who are elected know that they have a way of manipulating the process, getting themselves in power, they will not be answerable to the people, and they will not do people's oriented projects. But if they know that the people who actually, by true sense of the Constitution and the Electoral Act, has the power to hire and fire in terms of voting, and that the vote will count, definitely they will revert to the people and ensure that they do things that will endear them into the heart of the people. We have seen in the recent past how the federal government under the current leadership of Senator Tinubu will be interested in having opposition political parties, governors, leaders jumping from their own political party, particularly PDP, into APC. We are seeing how the governor of Delta State and even the past governor of Delta State, talking about Senator Atoifa and Sheriff Obore, we empty all the party structure of PDP into APC. We are seeing a similar thing in Akwa Ibom, talking about Governor Eno joining APC with all the party structure from PDP into APC. So if the federal government know that the election has to do with the people, has to do with the power of the people to hire and fire, his attention will be geared towards the people, not the party structures, governors, as we currently see. So this is a food for thought.